Donald Duck sat in his cramped city apartment, glaring at his overflowing trash can. Banana peels, eggshells, wilted lettuce, and yesterday's coffee grounds spilled over the top. Ah, phooey! He quacked, flapping his arms. I just cleaned this yesterday. As he wrestled with the bag, something colorful caught his eye. A flyer stuck to the community bulletin board outside his window read, "Urban composting for quackers, turn food scraps into garden gold." Donald raised an eyebrow. Composting in the city that's just a pile of smelly dirt, isn't it, he muttered. Still, curiosity nagged at him. A quick montage of bustling city life played out, traffic horns blaring, skyscrapers looming, people rushing past, and pigeons pecking at discarded sandwiches. In the middle of this urban chaos, Donald imagined a little patch of green, a vision of something calmer, healthier. He wasn't sure yet, but maybe composting was worth a shot. The composting conundrum, debunking myths. At the first composting workshop, Donald met Clara Cluck, a cheerful urban gardener who wore overalls and smelled faintly of basil. She greeted him warmly, "Welcome, Donald. Composting isn't smelly dirt, it's nature's recycling system." Donald squawked, skeptical. Clara pulled out a tidy little indoor compost bin with air holes. She explained, "Composting isn't smelly if you balance greens food scraps with browns dry leaves, shredded paper. Aeration keeps odors away. There are methods for every space, even apartments." Donald leaned closer. Doesn't he look so bad?" Then Clara introduced vermicomposting, composting with worms. At the sight of wriggling red wigglers, Donald shrieked, feathers flying everywhere. "Worms in my house." The class laughed, but Clara reassured him. "Don't worry, Donald. Worms are clean workers. They eat scraps and make fantastic compost." Donald reluctantly nodded, though the idea of worms sharing his apartment still made him twitch. Donald's Dirty Dozen, composting in action. Determined to try, Donald set up his own bin at home. The montage began. He dumped in banana peels, coffee grounds, and lettuce leaves, too much green. The bin turned soggy and smelly. Donald gagged dramatically. He tossed in shredded newspaper and dry leaves to fix it. A sigh of relief. He accidentally dropped in a slice of pizza. A loud buzzer sound, no meat or dairy. Donald groaned. A rapid-fire guide appeared on screen with Donald acting it out. White heavy checkmark fruit peels. White heavy checkmark vegetable scraps. White heavy checkmark coffee grounds. White heavy checkmark eggshells. Crossmark meat. Crossmark dairy. Crossmark greasy food. Of course, Donald being Donald, he made every mistake possible. Fruit flies swarmed his bin once, making him chase them around the room with a swatter. Another time, the compost got too dry, so he sprayed it with water only to soak his carpet. Ah, nuts! But step by step, Donald got the hang of it. His frustration turned into determination. With Clara's voiceover coaching him along, he finally balanced his bin just right. Growing green, the payoff. Weeks later, Donald peered into his bin. Instead of smelly mush, there was a pile of rich, dark compost. He picked up a handful, sniffed cautiously, and to his surprise, smiled. "Well, what ya know, it smells like earth." He sprinkled compost into his balcony flower pots, and the plants perked up almost instantly. His little tomato plant grew stronger, his basil leaves greener, and even his neighbor's wilting fern sprang back to life. Donald proudly carried a bag of his finished compost to the community garden, donating it to help grow fresh veggies for the neighborhood. Soon, other urban dwellers joined in, bringing their own compost bins. The once small effort rippled outward, creating a lively eco-community. Donald puffed out his chest. Not bad for a beginner, eh? Beyond the bin, a sustainable future. At sunset, Donald sat on his balcony, sipping iced tea and admiring his thriving mini garden. He reflected on his adventure, composting and tea so hard after all. Just takes a little patience, and a lot of feathers. He realized his small effort was part of something much bigger, a movement to reduce waste and live greener in the city. Looking at the flyer for the next eco-workshop, Donald grinned. The title read, Urban Rainwater Harvesting, Catch Every Drop. With a wink at the audience, Donald quacked, looks like my next adventure's gonna be a splash.